ID today.
Justice for
And
all.
we'll start out with reports from the different departments. Rodney, would you mind giving yours, please?
New services, we had 21, turn-ons, we had 28, turn-offs, we had 18, re-reads, 27, check for leaks at 21 different residents, had 14 sewer calls, 12 trash can deliveries, 58 stops for the limb truck, on 27 door hangers, had 2 busted water lines, one on Alexander 2-inch, one on John Quill 2-inch. Patch holes on Ross River Road, Oak Street, Denson Street, Church Street, Gill Street, and College. And the county cut a bunch of low-hanging limbs for us in a few places, John Quill, Robin Hood, Little John, Azalea, Nottingham Drive, Cedars, Kelly, Jordan, Cheney, Brumby, Alexander, Lloyd, Jesse, and Kenny, and Schumer. And we still got to look at some of them. They hauled some of them off, we got to get them. And y'all see all the places cut rest. I'm not gonna read all those. There's a whole pile of them, but y'all got it up there. Can I bring some of them, Steve?
Sure.
I've got a budget, I talked with Donald, and I got a budget for, I need a couple of these pickup trucks. And they're gonna have that auction up there in Statesboro, August the 16th. And I want permission, give me permission to buy 2 used ones on probably 30,000. I'm trying to get cheaper than that, but probably spend about 30 on 2.
What do we have in the budget?
It's an budget for his trucks, yeah, too, as long as he doesn't go over 30.
No, I hope to get them cheaper than that. They're gonna have the online auction will be 8/3 through 8/13, and then the live auction will be 6/10. The Georgia Power Trucks is what it is.
Okay, do I have a motion to allow Rodney to get the 2 trucks?
So moved. Second.
Okay, I have a motion for first and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Rodney.
Thank you.
I have one other question, Ron.
Yes, ma'am.
Just noticing, over there, what is that, on Aiden Street? And over there by where the, Cersei Park is, and just throughout the city?
Yes, ma'am.
Who's cutting those limbs?
That's the county cut them. That's
The
what
county-
yeah, they low hanging limbs, they've been.
No, I mean, who's gonna pick up that debris?
We gonna have to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they was hauling them to start with, they run out of place to put them, so I'm gonna have to go back and pick them up.
Okay.
Okay, and you're running pretty short right now, so we understand it takes a little.
And Nick's better. I don't know if any of y'all, but he was in bad shape, but he's a lot better than he was. Yeah. He should be back on regular duty next week, I hope.
All right, Darren, athlete department.
Yeah, I would like to we completed our softball, baseball, t-ball seasons in June. And June 10th through the 15th, we hosted a 12U boys district tournament. We had 12 teams from different cities. It was the largest in our district, so maybe we did some business in town while they were here.
Good.
And that's pretty much it.
Okay, thank you, Darren. I know Jimbo's not here, would you mind?
Yes.
Thank you.
With the fire department, we had 7 structure fires, 1 vehicle fire, 1 vehicle accident, 5 brush fires, 7 lifeguard calls, 1 smoke alarm, and 1 other call. That's about all we had for the month.
Okay, thank you. Chief?
We had 5 vehicle accidents, 252 calls of service, we had 56 vehicle stops, 19 tickets, 39 warnings, and then we had 33 incidents. And we had 1 aggravated assault that was turned over to the Titan County Sheriff's Office. We had 1 forgery case that was turned over to the Sheriff's Office, and we had 1 interference with government property turned over to the Sheriff's Office. The interference with government property, we've already made an arrest on yet.
Okay, and you're gonna be around to help me discuss the signs in just a little bit?
Yeah,
okay?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Before we go to Mr. John and to Mr. Bullard, I wanted to go back and ask for approval on the minutes from the last meeting. I'm sorry I skipped that. We did get them in last time for each y'all to read them, but if everybody's had a chance to read the 3 sets of minutes, can I have a motion that they be passed?
I'd like to amend the meetings for June 10th of 2024, just to add the council members that were present on the list.
We saw that, we caught that. We don't mean that, we saw that.
Is it in there?
But,
It's amended?
no, when we discussed it, we saw it, but I haven't given you an amended copy, but yes, that's one of the things we saw.
I'll make a motion that we, accept the June 10th, 2024 meeting, with the amendments required for the council members in attendance to be listed.
I have a motion to accept the minutes of the amendments, a second by Ms. Birdie. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, then I'm gonna go into Mr. Bullard. As y'all remember, for several months, I started taking up taxes for the past 7 years. We printed out the list, and we got it down to what, Mr. Bullard, I think 92 pages we had. That's a long ways from where it was. So Mr. Bullard's gonna stand up if anybody has any questions, kind of explain what happens next. Briefly.
Okay, I'm Wendell Bullard with GTS out of Carrollton, Georgia. I live in McRae, Georgia, in Telfair County. What I'm gonna do is sort of brief you on what happens, the reason it goes to tax sale, fine, whatever. Okay, in first position, we wanna have a place in place. We're not intending to sell anybody's property. That's the last resort, okay? And I'll give you some examples. We had one that started out with 748, for sale we had in the month of June. We carried 17 to sale. And lots of those were little properties properties people that died, couldn't get anybody to pay the taxes on or whatever. So we're not out there to sell anyone's property. Now, if a property does go to sale, the person that purchases it, he has to give the people that it was sold from, he has to give him 1 year to borrow the right of redemption. Okay, that's law. So it ain't like you sell it and it's fine. They still got a year to come up with the money and buy it back from the public body tax sale. Right? A lot of people get confused about that, but you don't even, if you buy a piece of property at tax sale, you don't even have a right to go on it and cut the grass. Okay? And saying the code enforcement, if somebody buys it and you say, well, that house done, they bought it at tax sale, we're gonna get them to go in and clean this and that up, he can't go on it to do that until after he's borrowed the right of redemption and he gets multiple titles to it, okay? All right, tax sale is conducted as public sale. All right, it's a buyer beware sale. Everybody understands what buyer beware sale means? We sell it as is. If it's got an environmental issue or whatever, that's your job before you come and bid on buy it at tax sale to check out. We suggest nobody buys a piece of property about first floor and visit the property, okay? The opening bid covers what taxes is owed, it covers our fee, it covers any recording fees, anything else. That is the expense of the person that buys it at the tax sale, okay? Now, if you, in your situation, every parcel that's in the city of Reidsville also is a parcel at the county. So if we sell land over at the county, then you still got the right to enforce your lien to collect the city taxes, or vice versa. Like in this case, if there's excess funds, we can take that and pay it. We don't need to get into all that stuff, but the purchaser also responsible for any new assessments. It's not anything falls back to the county. Everything that's charged out when we carry a piece of property to sale is paid by the delinquent taxpayer, not the monies come out of the coffers of the city of Reidsville, okay? So it's a no-brainer. It doesn't cost you, you don't have to put any upfront money or what else to do the sale of the property, okay? And I want y'all to ask any question there's not one that's too, I've been on city council and I've also been a tax commissioner in the county, so I understand what y'all face with citizens, okay? So if you've got any question or whatever, now if I don't have the answer, I'll get it and bring it back to you and leave that, okay? And the information we're giving is not legal advice. That's why you have attorneys, okay? And I wish the attorney could be here today, but they're not.
She's here by
She's
phone.
online.
She's what?
She's online.
Okay, good deal. Okay, so she's heard me before. She come to our son-in-law.
She's on the phone now.
Okay, all right. Okay, you remember me if you could see me. All right. What a lot of people don't understand about property taxes, this is something that's just over everybody's head and they don't understand it. All right? When a lien goes against a property owner for taxes, every one of us in this room has that happen to us. On January the 1st of that year, even though you don't get a bill until on about October to pay it, that's an unrecorded lien. When you pay your bill, it wipes the lien off, and then if you have to go further than that, there's another process we use. But a lot of people don't understand that that lien's on there January 1 of the year of tax, which January 1, whoever owns the property, that's who's recognized as owner of that property throughout the whole year. It only changes one time a year, January 1st.
So I'm gonna ask a question to clarify that for everybody. So what you're saying is, if I buy a property in October, right? And so my name will change over on January 1st, correct?
That's correct.
But if I buy a property on January the 5th, whoever owned it January 1st, the bill is gonna come in their name.
That's correct.
Even when I send the bill out in October, the bill is gonna come in whoever's name owned it.
January 1.
Right, so if I own it January 5th and that person is no longer there, y'all still gonna send the bill to that other person, right?
Correct.
All right.
Now, there's a place, 4833 tells you that you're not even supposed to charge penalty or interest on a property transfer until the new owner has been sent notification of how much taxes is owed on.
Correct. So I wanted to clarify to everybody because if somebody buys or sells their property in March, they usually come to me in January raising Cain with me about why I sent them a bill that was, they sold the property. It's because January 1st, the property was in your name, you're the last owner that I have recorded. And so I can't change it. And how many times a year is it changed?
It changes on one time. January, whoever the ownership of that property is, January 1, it's gonna be the name of ownership all through that year. So whoever owned it January the 1st of 24, it's still gonna be in their name. And what happens so many times, when they transfer a piece of property, sell it to somebody else, when you send the bill to them in October to pay the bill, they look at that bill and they throw it in the trash can, sell it sold that. You know, that's why there's law in place to where you take and you have to send a new owner notification, and that's 4833. And your attorney would understand that very well. But that's the issue.
Whenever there's an opportunity.
Go ahead. She said she has something to say when you're done. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. We go through the proper advertising, just like any foreclosure done on a bank or whatever when we go to sale. Now, I spend a lot of time on talking about sales, and something I told you to begin with, that's not what we want to do. We want to do every way we can to get somebody to pay these taxes before it goes to a tax sale. Now, let's back up. Normally, on any piece of property, they've had 6 notifications to the last known address that's recorded in the assessor's office. They've had 6 bills to reminders that this property's gonna go to sale if you don't come pay your taxes. So a lot of people think it's just one, or they'll tell you, oh, I didn't get my tax bill. Well, the thing, if he didn't, he knows he owned property, he should have been looking to see why he didn't get a bill. Now, and I understand that with today's postal service, believe me. But it's still your responsibility to pay that. There's a case law out there in Rockdale County that says, had you notified the assessor of change of address, you would have got your bill and got mailed to you. So they ruled in favor of the person that bought the property. Okay? All right, now,
Can Duane put her comment in now?
do what?
Duane has a comment. Go ahead, Duane.
Yeah, let me just interject, and that's why when you purchase a piece of property for the attorney's office, they do something called proration of taxes, where the taxes are taken from the first of the year until the date of the sale, and they're adjusted so that you get a credit, the seller gets a credit for it, so the purchaser is responsible for all of the taxes at the end of the year. That's when you do a sale, that's what happens, and that's not what happens obviously when we do a tax sale. But when you do a regular sale, there's an adjustment for those taxes, and you're advised that those will go to the previous owner.
That's right. And that's why when he paid it, say he sold it in June. All right, they charged whoever owned the property January 1st, they charged them 6 months as to what taxes was paid the year before. It's prorated, that's what she's saying, okay? All right, and people will tell you, say, well, my attorney took out the fees. Well, if she'll read that closing statement, they'll find out that the attorney took out for whatever months the old owner owned it before it was transferred to a new owner, okay?
Correct, but then after the sale, someone still has to come and bring the money to City Hall, let's remember that.
That's right.
I know that checks are cut during the sale process, but none of those checks makes it to City Hall unless somebody brings it.
That's exactly right. All right. Any other questions on that?
Yeah, what's the difference between the city sales and the county sales?
They handle basically the same way.
Same way, right.
Only thing, you have a sheriff ex officio for a tax commissioner that deputizes them to sell it. All right, in your city, you have a chief of police, normally who is the marshal. Okay, now, there's some, and it's whatever your city charter says. Now, I've got one that the charter says the mayor does the levy assessment. That's not smart, because he has to be elected, okay? But that's the way it's been ever since, and I've done their count for 15 years. It's always been the mayor that signs the levy instead of chief of police, but that's what the ordinance calls for. That's what it's written back 100 years ago.
Yeah, I think a lot of times though, when you guys do the sale, you fail to mention after the 1 year, you have to wait 1 year and a day or something.
You've never been to a sale like that, I promise you.
Yeah, I've been there.
Well,
I bought
the first thing I'll state, it's a buyer beware sale. And I'm gonna state that if it's in the city, you're gonna know city's taxes as well as you do these county taxes. And it's your responsibility to check to see how much that is before you sell it. There's two or three case laws out there, and one of them goes back to 1956. It says the day you buy it at the county, if there's city taxes owed on it, you just inherited them also. The day you buy it, okay? So if there's $1,000 owed at the city, when you sign and bought it at the county, you owe that $1,000 to the city also. That's plain enough. I'm trying to be a.
But that's what I'm saying, so when I go there,
When you go back.
I got mine from Glenville.
Okay.
The property that I bought from you was at Glenville.
Right, I didn't handle, we don't do Glenville. We do Tappan County, but I do not do the Glenville.
No, you were the auctioneer over there.
At the county.
At the
I
county.
do that. But AMS does that, so it's competitor, but that's who actually does the sale in Glenville.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, I bought it in Tappan County, right there at the courthouse. But what I'm saying is, when you buy the property, with say $2,000 back taxes, you get the property $2,000, right? Well, I think what they fail to tell the people is, after your 1 year and 1 day, then you got to go back and do all that stuff again. You got to put it in paper, you got to pay a lawyer fee, and all that. That come up to be almost another $2,500.
Like, all that time frame again is where that person that you bought it from has an opportunity to get it back.
Right.
And that's what we call borrowing the right of redemption. Okay? All right? Any other?
You have to do something called bar the equitable right of redemption after that year and a day, and that involves contacting everybody who ever had an interest in that property and giving them a notice of what you're doing, writing the paper, and it's quite an ordeal.
Right. That's what I was trying to explain, what she just said, that you don't have a choice if you buy it at a tax sale, but to give the original owner the right to buy it back. Now, there's a 20% premium cost for first year to do that, but that's what, all right, any other questions?
Mr. Wendell, where are we at in our process?
We're just fixing to go, we do, the letter of intent's been sent out there again, 4833 requires us, before you record a lien against the piece of property, to send what we call an intent of letter to FIFA. All right, so that's been sent. Now we're ready to go into stage one. Stage one's gonna be a $65 cost in addition to all other costs on that property to do it, okay? And, but during that time, we send letters to the owner. If it change hands, we look all that up. It's a little bit complicated what goes into it. But if it gets to stage two, which will be after 30 days of stage one, then that goes to $210. All right. That means we do title research on all that property. We look up anybody had any interest in that property, and we send them notification. Okay? So a bank has got it. You'd be surprised how many banks don't. We'll send a letter to them and look all up front signs for it and don't get it to the person that's supposed to pay taxes. I've had that happen numbers of times. But yes, anybody that has any interest, and I've been cussed out before because they say, I don't want that property, well, I sold it, so what? Well, we showed you had some interest in it, or we'll be sending you a letter. She's not gonna check on yours and leave it too. Okay?
So what about the letter of intent and stuff that we've seen previous? How many years are we going back? Are we going back?
Go back
full
7 years.
Are we going back, does it count 7 years?
The statute, Georgia statute says that after 7 years, it becomes dead. If it's a bank or whatever, it can be dormant and they can revive that lien, but they cannot lien for taxes. And a lien for taxes is superior to all liens, including your security holdings at the bank on your house or whatever it might be. It's superior to their on that particular piece of property.
So when we sent out the letters of intent before, that doesn't count for that letter of intent now, or is that just for the new year for them?
That's what we did. We've sent you letter of intent. You have to do it on one time.
That's right.
And that announces it 30 days. Now, and we can talk on this for a while, but I don't want to get into it very deep. The letter of intent is just to you, that you didn't pay your taxes in 2023 when they come due. That's why we're sending you this letter. And if you don't pay it, that there can be further charges added, as well as your credit can be affected because it's recorded in the clerk's office, okay?
So we started off with 92 pages, is that what you said earlier?
That's what we got down to.
And down to 92.
Yeah, you have about 160,
I know it's a lot.
what about 160? About 200?
200, yeah.
Yeah.
But very little print.
You cleared up half of a problem.
Okay. I have a question.
And we're,
You remember we looked at it before, and there was so many on there that, was only like $5, $10, and.
I took all the 10 and below off.
Oh, you did,
I
okay.
took the 10 and below off.
You took the 10 and below off.
and anything $5 and all is addressed in the Georgia statute anyhow, that you have to do it in a different procedure, so we never try to do that. $5, you know what I'm saying? There's gotta be more than that to go after. Like, any other question? I know I'm taking up a bunch of y'all's time, but
Good
It's okay,
information.
it's okay.
Good information.
I want y'all to be comfortable with it. Yes, sir.
Linda, what year are you actually working on right now on back taxes?
Back taxes, we're doing 23 and prior years, right? 2023 and prior years. So that'd be everything that's delinquent at this point in time. Your due date was December 20th, right? And for 23 taxes, right on December 21st, they become delinquent, and you start the process the day after they become delinquent of sending the letter of intent for 30 days later.
But the
And-
city,
And it's
this,
7 years back.
Yeah,
the
it just-
city needs to make sure they get the taxes out to the citizens. Here lately, we haven't been getting them to.
Well, I think, all over the world, with the postal service has been an issue with getting notifications sent out to you. I bet you there's somebody in this room that's not got a Georgia Power bill, a EMC bill, or a city water bill.
It's just
It's
from
just-
this office must be that, you know.
So I
It's
mean,
better now, Wendell, than it was.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine that they, EMC sent him a bill and said, that you haven't paid your bill. And I know that dude, he pays the time they come in. And it was, he had paid it on April the 26th. And May, they told him about the third week in May, it said to cut your power off. And he said, I paid that bill. And he went back and looked it up and he paid it on the 26th of April. And this was on getting about the 20th of May.
I have one more question though, Vicky.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
In regard, you said that we took off all those that and below, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But there was some like 20, so all those folks have been notified
He sent letters, they sent letters out to everybody on the list.
that was above $10.
If you had this address and name on here, we sent everybody a letter of intent to file. Did we not?
Yeah.
Was there any
Everybody-
return?
And plus the other hundred
To
that's
us.
been got paid.
Maybe 40 was returned to.
Or were returned? Because I know some of those on there were like
Yeah, they
deceased and,
they weren't good.
Yeah.
Well, it
so
don't
what
matter,
you do with the 40?
But
I know that,
Still got it.
no matter what city you are, you gonna have people that's died and
Right, I
love
know
to
that.
see that and don't have anybody to pay the bill.
well,
Were all
some we
those
knew,
deceased, all those 40 were deceased?
We haven't investigated all of it.
but some of them were
Next
business,
go around, we will.
but some were businesses.
Yes, yes, there were good
Some
many
were
businesses.
businesses.
And if it's personal property in business, which means inventory, equipment, and this type of stuff, that's handled a little different than selling at a tax sale for
I was
real
wondering,
property.
yeah, I was wondering, yeah.
But it's a different procedure handling. We do them too, but, you know, I had one in Brandon County that was a pellet deal, that we got them $480,000. From the time they fell out of bankruptcy, we went after them. And, that was worth our time. You know, we had one in Glenn County, that Volkswagen, where they brought in, cars on the ocean that, was $187,000. It was sent just, and we got that only by sending the state one letter. When they seen it, they said it's ours, and they come pay the bill. But I can just name numbers of scenarios. You don't have that much big dollars in personal property in small towns as you do like Savannah, or, we do also, Gainesville, which is all counties. All counties have some boats up there that you would believe prices when you try to lay on them. But,
How many people are listed on each page?
it varies, it goes by, this system y'all have breaks out, it'll have John Jones, Mountain Parcel 40 and 20. And it'll have, if it goes 4 years, there'll be a line item for each 4 years. Well, if you don't own but 1 year, it'll just be one line. So I would say from, 5 people and up per page, and there's 90.
So how many people we trying to collect money from now? From 2023 on
Well,
back?
when we started, it was 928.
It's about
Okay,
down to
why is it
450, I
taking,
think.
I mean,
How many has it done?
but why has it taken for so long for this to come apparent that, I mean, everybody up here is doing their job to try to collect this, but why in the past wasn't this done?
You'd have to ask the previous councils that, sir. And I ain't being smart, but
That's right.
it's not fair for me to pay my taxes and you not pay yours.
Exactly.
It goes back to biblical times that pay Caesar what Caesar, okay?
Yeah.
All right, but you get the same police protection, you get the same fire protection, you get the same roads to drive on that I ride on. So I paid my bill, you need to pay your portion.
But if we were to collect everything that's owed right now, that's on that list that you do have, what kind of money was it gonna have?
You had it.
It's, I think it's around 89,000 left, I believe.
How much?
That's left.
About 90,000.
About
About
90,000?
90,000 left. Uh-huh.
And it'll grow with interest and what penalties from, too, could possibly. So,
And previously it was over around 200,000.
Yes.
I was thinking that, again,
Yeah.
with almost $250,000 last time. But anyhow, and I don't have all that data right in front of me, but, and I don't understand why people won't do a tax sale. That's why I ran for tax commissioner. I paid my bill and I had a bunch of others that didn't pay in the county, but they did pay. They wound up paying just like I did. And, that was a fair way to do it, and you don't know it, the people that appreciate you doing that, because, it's their bill as well as my bill, because they get the same services. Okay, all right, any other questions? Okay? Go on.
Thank you, Mr.
Anything?
Fuller.
Thank you, Mr. Lennon.
Hey, I thank y'all, and I know that's brief, and I know it's it, but like I say, if you have an issue and we sell a piece of property, you got my number, call me. I ain't gonna be an attorney, but I can tell you what, pretty much most of the time that's to be done on, so that's what we do every day.
Will you send us notice when you have the next class?
Yes, the next class, we have a training seminar, that we have one in Carrollton that's usually in March, and we have one in that creek, the Little State Park, that's usually about April. And, that's very good information for new clerks and whatever's not familiar with this. But y'all on the right track. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I appreciate y'all's time. Like I say, if I can get that back, thank you.
I appreciate it.
Y'all have a good one.
Thank you. You got that back over there,
Is
Mr. Bill?
this okay?
Wendy, you might wanna go out this door right here,
Okay.
you're
You
locked
go
out
on
up
there,
there.
that's fine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Linda.
Okay, we're gonna go back to our admin, Dawn Powell, something that we've been doing for quite a while is just kind of riding around and taking pictures of dilapidated properties and trying to get people to clean up their yards. And, they got a few pictures here. I think some people don't realize how bad it might be. And I think we're just gonna show you some that we captured. And, but there's a lot more. We've got a lot to do.
I think we probably got about 15 here.
You wanna, just.
Won't take long.
Okay, you wanna say what you
I'd
said?
like to go ahead and just say, this is under my discretion, is what needs to be done at the houses. If they need to be, if the yards need to be cut, or if the house is unoccupied and it's not inhabitable for human beings. I make notes of that, then the city attorney gets it, and then she sends the letters out. So to either clean up their house or whatever needs to be done.
That's right, and there's an updated dilapidated property status list that was emailed to the office.
Yeah, there's one in our packet here today. I think we all have one.
That's current as of last week.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me see if I can get the TV up now.
I've been watching too many
As long as
movies.
this is up there, and you need it.
It won't let me switch the input.
Can you see them on the little, on the small one, maybe, if you can, they go on the iPad?
Let me try to click through these, I might have to switch them to the other one, I can't see.
Which state do you like, you got? On 3 right there. So
Yeah.
we're gonna be-
I'm on three now.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, the first one's gonna be, 1280 Northwood Road, which is the prison highway. The property's owned by Miss Gloria Coleman Finch. Used to see the house, used to be apparent there was a house there, but now it's grown up really bad. And we have always seen this house in the past, riding by, I know I have.
Yeah.
But it's in a dilapidated state right now. And we have several pictures of them, the backyard, the side yard. There's an oak tree in the front yard, the little sidewalk goes around it. But we're gonna try to reach out, Joanne's gonna try to reach out to her and find out what her intent is, or if she can get it cleaned up and all that. I know she's, it's so hard to get in touch with people when they don't live here in Reidsville. We're not supplied with a phone number to actually give them a call and find out, what they intend to do with it. So that's our first house, and you can see
That's what it looks like.
how grown up it is.
Yeah.
And that's where at now?
That's Miss Gloria Coleman's old house, right there behind Fran Lynn's on Prison Highway.
Yeah.
You
Lord.
can't see it. from
Can't see
here.
it.
Yes. Do you go all the way out to the city limits?
Yes,
When you do, okay.
Well, now, all the way, city limit signs ain't, don't go all the way out as far as the airport, 'cause.
This is right here down from
This
Willie
is by the
Johnson's.
library.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know where that
It was
I know
the-
where
believe Women's Johnson's on the Prison Highway, there's a vacant lot.
Yeah.
And then there's, where Fran Lynn will show you some of that property in a minute, and then hers is the next house. But you still can't see it, it's grown up to that. This house here, I've been looking at for a little bit. These people live in Temple, Arizona. Evidently, they are putting in windows, and they've actually cut the front grass since last week, so they must have come to Reidsville over the holidays and cut the grass. But I have noticed there's a window or two going in it since I first started researching it. But it's the house that's got the wood, all over the wood is all over the front porch. You know, if they're doing demolition inside, I'm not aware of it, but they're either going to put it in or haul it off. But there's a lot of debris there, and the yards are overgrown. So I think we need to try to reach out, Ms. Davis should reach out to them and tell them to appreciate them to cut the grass, but the backyard needs cut too.
I'll be glad to do that.
The whole yard needs cutting.
But that means they received the correspondence, then if they made changes, so we got the right address.
Right. It's a beautiful house, they can fix it up, you know, it's, I might be mistaken, but I think it's one of the old Cheney houses.
I believe
It's
so.
one time. I might be mistaken with that. Okay, move on. See if I can eat it.
That's, Lloyd Street,
This is the one that's on
yeah.
Lloyd Street. The owner is, Miss Queen Jackson. Evidently, she lives in Gainesville, Georgia. I determined it is really unfit for occupancy, and I agree. We haven't talked about it, but the house really needs demo. There's two houses on that lot.
The other house I got,
Little greenhouse and the house right next door to it. This is just squatters just thrive on this kind of stuff, and they just get in there and do what they want to do to it, party, maybe do things that they shouldn't be doing. So, you know, the vacancy and the squatters that's in and out of there, I feel sorry for them even to go in there. I know I wouldn't want to go in there, but these houses are, can you get the other house too, didn't you?
the main house?
Yeah, the big house. It's the one that's got that one right there. I know we can't zoom in on it, but that's part of the same property for, the Jackson property, Queen Jackson. I recommend both these houses be demolished, torn down.
We're gonna have to file, what we'll do is we can file in the magistrate court, the municipal court, or they file in the municipal court to have those demolished, and that's what we've got to do on that.
Okay.
And I'll get that done.
I'll get with you whenever convenient. And, get that taken care of. We move on to the next one. This is, 144 Tappan Street. This is going out to, Prison Highway again. Owners is a realty company out of Alpharetta, Georgia. South Coast Holdings LLC. And I primarily just got a cleanup on this new end.
Yeah,
It's the one right next door to Miss Gloria's house.
yeah, we letter on that one.
Okay, that's the only thing I recommend. This next one's coming up, is on, this on Chandler, this is Grant's property
I
here.
got William Street, that old one on
I'm
William.
out of order here, not verbally, but out of order.
That's William Street.
Yeah, no, they're down there.
That's
Hang on one second.
It's in the back of that other one. You said that you had it listed as another property?
Oh, yeah, that's right, that's right. Okay, back up there to it.
Well, this one's on William Street.
Hey, let's go back to Fran's.
Where, which one? The trailer?
Yep. Okay, that, you can't even see that from Prison Highway. There's a trailer there. There's a vehicle that's there. It's an old Cutlass car. This is not Fran Lynn's house. It is Fran Lynn's property. You cannot see the trailer from the road. You have to get in there to take a look at it. Is that the only view we got of it? That's what the front of it looks like. I mean, you can't see the trailer.
Here's, Miss Gloria Coleman's house and that trailer.
That's right.
This is standing at the road.
Yep.
That's all you can see from the road.
It's watched together.
They're in there somewhere.
We can get with you on that too, Ms. Davis.
Yes, sir.
We need to, get that taken care of, because it looks terrible. Okay, which, is this on Chandler?
This is off of Chandler, William Street, but it's in the back of the Chandler one. Remember, it's in the backyard.
Where's that lit?
This is on William Street and
Oh,
behind the.
Yeah, I know where you're talking about, the William, behind
In that curve.
the, yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
behind the state park, road park.
Yes.
I think the only thing we could see on Q Public was the trailer, right?
Yeah. Here you go, right here, Don, the Chandler Street. That's your Chandler Street right
You must stay with me now.
there. Okay, I'm sorry. Chandler Street with, Bethia is the owner.
On Chandler?
Chandler.
One 148.
Chandler, yeah.
That's the good house.
Got Bethia as the owner.
Okay, all right. This one is right across from the house, from the old elementary school. There's 2 houses there. And my recommendation is both houses need to be demoed.
Is that the Bethia property?
That's correct.
Yeah, I've got on the status list that we're gonna get ready to send a second, or the final letter on that, and go ahead and file it with the magistrate court.
Okay,
Report.
all right. They just, it's been neglected, and the owners live in, Florida, so probably never see them, but we see them every day.
We've been sending notices on that one forever, that was ready to go.
Okay? That's some of the same properties. All right, this is Robert Waters' building on Industrial. It was a daycare at one time. It's unoccupied, it's got broken windows and old playground equipment scattered all over the back of it. Just a perfect place for people to get in there and do whatever they need to do. But, my recommendation is to try to get it fixed up, reach out to the owner, find out what her intentions are to do with that building.
I sent her a letter last week.
Okay. That's good. And about the playground equipment, I think it's all undated anyhow, and it's out of date and probably cannot be used again. But, okay, if you send her a letter, that's good.
We're thinking this is
Okay,
around.
this is the property that's on Aruba Court, owned by Angela Jackson, lives in Macon, Georgia. Got broken windows, unoccupied. I think we just need to reach out to her also, and just find out what her intentions are. If it needs cut, the grass needs cutting bad right now.
I'll do that.
Is that out there around the goat field?
Give you a list of the ones we
That's
got,
around,
and I'm glad to reach out.
You know, some of that property in the goat field ain't in the city now.
That's Santa Rita.
You have to tell me what a good field is.
It's out there on 56 behind Nortonware back in there.
Behind the old factory.
Yeah.
Rotary now.
Yeah,
Where all the trailers are.
and all that.
Now, there's some probably that's gonna come up like that I'm not aware of, you know, we just have to research it a little closer.
Yes, Don, it's in the Goatfield. That's.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can we verify this in the city limits or not?
it is.
Okay, then again, that's what Angela Jackson owns that. We just need to get it, see what our intentions are on that.
It's that two porch one with the two porches on it.
Right. Okay, we're going to that one, okay. This is, Collins Holding Company, it's a duplex. Looks like two double wide trailers put together, it's a duplex. Porches need repair and needs underpinning. Needs a lot of attention. I do not know if it's occupied or not. So we need to just reach out to her and just find out intentions on cleaning it up. And I have noticed that Collins is doing a lot of work around town, so they're making headway on some stuff. But this one needs some attention too, Julian.
Collins is usually very responsive when we send them letters.
I'm sure she is. Yep, that's good. Okay, the next one is the Sam Reed Apartments.
No.
Boy, we got some trash out there. I mean, it's all over the roads.
We've already.
It's all out in the
several
woods.
times.
I mean, it's just.
We've talked to them several times, because they're dumping stuff in the road.
Right.
Where that trash can's at.
All them, the ones on the industrial boulevard there is in the county.
It's not city.
Yeah, the first four of them things on industrial, the city limit line goes right behind them first four on industrial.
So this is not on industrial, this is on the side street.
On the side street there, that would be in the city then.
That's the city.
Where's the line follow up through there, Stevie? Where's it go?
I don't know, but that's just where that line goes through there, Don.
Industrial goes this way, the streets that go this way are all city. The streets that go this way, so just not the front of the apartment, the front of the apartments is county, but the sides are city.
We've already spoken to the manager, he promised to build something to put that stuff in, so he didn't do it evidently.
So across the street where the project's at, that's in the county.
No, the projects, it's kind of, where the city projects are, that's in the city. But part of that Goatville, where the trailers are in there, are in the county.
Well, I need to be verified as the actual line, you know.
This way.
Get with me, I'll show you, man.
So if you're standing in front of Sam Reed's apartment, and all the roads that point towards your center, those are county roads. But the ones that go this way are city. Ready for the next one?
Yeah.
This is,
Okay, this is owned by Mr. Adam Williams. It's 220 Olivia Street, lot 15, Reidsville. It actually looks worse than those pictures indicate. It's, falling in really bad. When I first started, that was one of my first sights of to seeing what we had to do with that, and it actually looks worse than that.
Yeah.
So, Duane, I recommend to demo this property.
We'll add that to the municipal court list.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's where Ms. Margie Bird had it?
this is right next door, we don't have an address on it.
Grace had that.
Okay, that's how,
That was the one.
that's the same one.
That's the one next to it.
That's the one next. Two properties right there next. Got one more.
I got 3 more.
There you go.
I've got the,
There you go.
I've got this house that's in front of, that house right there is Mr. Tommy Butler's, right off of Rufus and, Chandler, I guess. Back of it's, looks like it's been built onto, the roof line and all was caving in. So, I think we looked at that house at one point in time.
That's not his house.
Had you got, Have you got the one that's across the project over here, it's on, Smith Avenue? Or is that all you
What did you
have?
say, Jacob?
That
What house is
what's
that?
that?
That's the house next to Aunt Rosie.
That's the,
Oh.
that's the back view of it,
Okay, okay.
It's the back of the house.
yeah.
You in the driveway, you're at her driveway.
I'm in Aunt
Yeah.
Rosie's driveway.
Yes.
I took the back
Don
out
was
because the
saying
front
that
of
he
it
took a
looks
picture of
halfway
the
decent,
back,
the back,
the
you know,
front
just
was
okay.
okay.
Right,
Yeah, the
right,
back is,
right, right.
yeah.
Okay, I see where we at now.
Is he the owner of it?
Uncle Randy.
That house right there is on, I don't know, somebody, it's in Randy's name, so it
Yes.
is.
Yeah, it's Randy, but.
Yeah. But, it needs some attention, either they need to
Yeah.
try to repair it, which, you know, it looks like the brickwork and all is in good shape.
He's actually been looking at repairing that. He's been trying to contact some people to do that for him already.
Alright. He has been contacted doing,
Okay.
and about, you know, they're trying to get in touch with his son, is his son,
Who?
Randy,
Randy is
That's
the
his
owner.
brother.
It's Tommy's brother.
brother, okay, it's Tommy's brother.
Is he over 62? Is he
Yes.
62?
Yes.
The USDA has $10,000, he had $10,000 grants. Contact the USDA
Yeah.
Rural Grant Program.
That's all the pictures, I don't have the other one.
I think
I know
we
you
get
don't
the
have
idea
that.
anyway. I think we get the idea that.
I've
we
got
have
the
a
front
lot
view
to-
of it, and you showing the glass, are you talking about this house here?
No, I don't have a view of the one you're talking about. I don't have that
Oh,
one.
okay, on
You just
Smith
tell them
Street.
about it, yeah.
This house, I know y'all probably all can all remember, know where this is at. It's going down, Smith Street, where it's all the Y's, right in front of the projects. There's an old unpainted house down there on the left.
Yeah,
Right
I
next door to Jesse
I know.
Bell's house.
Yeah,
know. Where Buck used to live at,
I'm not sure, but Jesse
Buck,
Bell's house.
Buck's out.
Daniel Giles,
Giles.
Daniel Giles owns it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Savannah. And, if any of them needs tearing down that does, I would recommend a demo on that,
Well, that's the list that there's four.
okay?
I think that was already on your list, Joanne, because we,
It's on the list, but it's not on the list that.
okay, all right.
Okay. Okay. I think I might have found it at William Street, I believe.
It was in the back of the one the other.
Okay, this is what we had a conversation about earlier.
Mhm.
When you pull up the Cuboga, property, it just shows this trailer. I guess that's the owner. Is that Mr. Charles Gay? Okay. But actually, the house, this is the house.
He deceased, but
Yeah,
his
he-
son,
yeah,
Joanne had that information too.
It's right in the curve, right there at the DOT.
That's right.
I recommend demoing that house.
That's the house right there, yeah, okay. The old big house,
Is that it right there?
yeah.
Do what, do
And
it?
like Curtis,
Yeah, that's
the old big house, yeah.
It's Charles Gay.
You wrote a letter to his son, if you recall, but, and they came and cleaned it up, but the house is, he said he destroyed, so.
Good
Taken
as-
down, them a little while.
It is what it is, that's
She
what
got
I
those-
recommend.
She got those,
And that's my last house.
addresses in.
Anybody got any questions or anything?
In your approximation, how long does it take, how many decades or years does it take for a house to get in such disrepair?
In this kind of condition?
Yeah, overall in your list that you have in your hand,
Oh, this house,
40 years, 50
yeah,
years?
50, 60.
So previous administrations haven't addressed the issue, okay.
Yeah.
We've worked on doing something about that house there.
This, that's just my recommendations on it,
Okay,
Madam Mayor.
thank you, Don. Appreciate it. It's gonna be a process, but
Yeah.
we're gonna slowly go at it, and, it may take a while.
Thank you, Julie.
And just putting it in it. We'll move right along here since we took up some time. We had to change the 221 South Lane, so we need to vote on rezoning that, and we, whatever, you know, the zoning committee sent us this information. rating, but they recommended that it go to recreational. Okay, what we do today is look at their recommendations and see if we agree, and then we have to hold a hearing, which is already scheduled for July the 15th. It's already in the paper as well. So, today, if I can have a motion, if y'all agree, this is the one about the, gymnastics place that we had the address wrong. He's been trying to get this for 2 months, I think. But, anyway, it's time for us to vote, and then we'll hold our open hearing if y'all vote to change it from, residential to, commercial.
I'll promotion that we move forward with it.
Okay, I have one motion to move forward. Second by Ms. Burbidge, all in favor? Okay, all right, then we'll hold our public hearing, at 5 o'clock on July the 15th, and that's already in the paper. And any of y'all that can be here, I appreciate it, but I'll listen to the people that come if you can. We'll have someone here to answer the questions.
What time,
5 o'clock. 5 o'clock on July 15th, is when it's in the paper. Okay, the next thing on the list, is the USD A loan. We talked about that another, could you just really quickly refresh our minds on that? What we're doing?
On our current and existing loans, our monthly payment is $22,894. Our interest rate is 5%. We are wanting to refinance the balance of that loan and get our payment down to $13,538.18 a month, saving the city $9,355 a month. And over the term of the loan, it will save the city $493,000 in interest. So, but we do need to vote on it, that we can put it out there to refinance.
I'll make a motion that we refinance the current USDA loan.
Okay, I've got a motion to refinance, so have a second.
Second.
All right, all in favor? Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Now that the formal vote's been done, I've already spoken with bond counsel, but I'll get in touch with them again and we'll go forward with it.
Thank you, Joanne. Ricardo Cornejo is out of town, Joanne, so he'll be back in office, but if we need.
Don Fennell was out of town last week and Ricardo's out of town this week, but I'll see if I can get in touch with Don and get his part started anyway.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, the next one is about the, manufactured homes in the city limits, and, Ms. Davis had to go back and add the, mobile home parks because, I guess we didn't mean to, but took that out. But, what this is basically saying, and I did mail it to y'all last week, but if you haven't had a chance, you can look at it, we can vote on it next time, but what it's basically saying as far as the, trailer parks go is that we're requesting that no more be put within the city limits, trailer parks. No more trailer parks inside the city limits of Reidsville. That's basically what this is pointing out. And as far as your manufactured homes, you've got the standards that, we want them to go by to, we've got one person now that wants to put in a manufactured home. And, I started looking around and what we already had is just spelling it out a little bit different, but they have to underskirt them, we're requesting brick or wood. They have a porch all the way across the front, a roof on it, rails, everything to look like a house. Because the last thing I think any of us wants to see is old trailers right here on the street as we're riding down Main Street, either way. But they're gonna have to meet certain conditions, and if y'all, I know you probably, if you hadn't had time, please, we can look at it next time, but I know it needs to be done because I'm telling, there's a lot of people who are gonna want to do this, and I mean, we need to set some standards if we don't want people coming in from any area with the truck. They look good for a little while, and I'm not having anything against trailers. It's just depending on how you take care of them. But we do need to set standards for all of them to meet, and that's what we tried to do. And I went everywhere I could, and Miss Joanne went over it with me. And everything we've said here is legal. So, just look at it, and if we can, if y'all want to just hold that and vote on it next time, you table it, just don't have a motion.
I'll make a motion to table it till next.
If it's approved here tonight.
Do what now?
She said if it's approved tonight, she can do the first reading next month.
Okay,
I got a motion to table it till
And
next
I'll
month.
second that motion.
okay, we got a motion to table in a second, so we'll we'll look at it again in August, the first Monday in August.
You need to vote on that.
I did have a motion to table it, and all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, then we got the next one we got is, let's go to let's still get into the rezoning one, since we just did one. I think that might be next anyway, I'm sorry. The rezoning for, this is the one for Mike Patel. And, this is out there on the 280 across from Smith's. And he was wanting us to, change that from residential to commercial. And I understand he's gonna put, several buildings, their stores, like a little strip mall.
Yes, they're just voting to accept the application.
Yeah, because this is, they recommended it, and this is the same with the other one. If y'all vote to recommend this as well, we can have a hearing on this one the same time that we have the other one, because they're both in the paper.
Well, I also motion that we accept that rezoning application for Mike Taylor.
All right, I have a motion.
Second.
I got a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so our open meeting will be the 15th on this one as well. We'll have 5 o'clock. We'll do both of those. Okay, the fee schedule. This is something that last time we went over, we went back and looked at it again and tried to make it a little more self-explanatory here. You can, these are just some fees that we charge. Some they're not very much, some we haven't been charging for. But as you, I don't know if there was one on the table for y'all to pick up or not, or was it? And okay, all right. Do y'all want to look at this and table it to next time, or do you have enough? I'll leave that up to y'all what you want to do. It's all right there. There's only a few things we can talk about them.
Basically, the basic things that I want to tell y'all that's different from what we presented to y'all last week is there is no roofing permit, like to put a roof on your house. It's a roofing fine. That means that if Don goes out and he's asked you to put a roof on and you've been tarped for 6 months, you'll have a fine if he goes out there. Or if your roof is risking caving in, bodily injury, something insurance-wise, then it's to impose a fine if you don't fix your roof. It's not for everybody who needs a roof.
And
But
just,
correct me if I'm wrong, though, it was always if you alter the roof,
If you offer it,
offered it.
if you offer anything under the roof.
Yeah, exactly.
If you add square foot to your house, you're altering the footprint of your house. But this is not that.
No, I'm just saying let's be clear with that too
Yeah,
as well.
and me and Don hear it all the time. People are called all the time asking, do they need a roof permit to even install roofs? It's not something that's uncommon. This is not what we're doing. This is for dilapidated roofs. Basically, what would we have done if we gave Mr. Burns a fine for his roof though?
I would like to table this, and I got a few questions, but I don't want to take up no more time, so I want us to table it off the motion that we table.
motion to table.
The building permit.
Please.
Okay, I'll second it then. So
All right, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Table till next meeting. Okay, let's see. This is about we talked about this last time, the speeding lights. The police chief brought this to my attention, and we talked about it. And I really do think it's a great thing, and we do need them badly. And like we talked about last time, they're movable. We can lock them down, but they can be stolen, and they are movable, and they do a lot more than just slow the speed. Chief, can you help me out with this? You read up a little more than I have.
Yes, ma'am. So they go on a post just like a stop sign. It's a radar.
Say that again, they go where?
They go on a post, like a stop sign post. It wraps around and locks on to the stop sign post. It collects a lot of data as well as it shows people their speeds. It also, the data we collect from it is average speeds on that road, vehicles that come in per hour, incoming vehicles and outgoing vehicles, how many's coming in, how many's going out. Also gives measurement records on how fast, things like that. Find the page I was actually looking
solar power option too with the battery. So
It comes with a battery pack, but it does come with a solar panel that keeps the battery charged. That way if during the night, when everything goes on, it still runs.
And this is something, you know, we get asked for so many speed bumps and stop, slow signs. I think these could be, well, we need them instead of trying to borrow them from the county. And theirs are $14,000 or $15,000 a piece. These are two for $7,000, and we do have the money to purchase these if I can get.
I'll motion that we go ahead with it. I wanna ask a couple more questions. Chief, is there any way we can see one of these? I'm just curious how durable it is. I see the.
I think it has plenty.
Okay.
You go get I got a picture on my phone I can show you.
Okay.
Yeah, they do
We can
have-
see them by day. I'm just curious as how durable they are. Do a pole come with them, or you got
Mount.
how do you mount them? You gotta get the poles, or they mount on the stop sign?
It's a stop sign post.
You
So
put it on the stop sign.
we don't put it on the actual stop sign because it is moving.
It's a post like a stop sign.
It's just
Okay.
a standard stop sign.
Okay.
It should be the post that Robbie would have,
Or speed limit.
normal speed limit.
But they're around in other cities, I've seen them.
Okay, I just had them, so I'm just.
That there's kind of what Vitae's looks like. There's several different types out
Okay,
there.
right there, I see them, okay.
And Vitea has them up all throughout their city. They don't
Okay.
really move theirs a lot.
Let me give you this back. Oh, you give it.
Oh, you can have it if you want. I got it.
Okay, cool.
And I think hopefully if we
I
can
got
get
a
them.
question for you.
Yes, sir.
Will y'all be issuing citations?
No, sir.
Based off of that? It's just to monitor?
No, that's just to show people a speed.
Right.
Now granted, if we're sitting on the side of the road using our radars and our cars, then yes, sir, we can issue a citation off of our radar. That is basically to show you your speed and notice your speed.
Right, it's like the ones they have
Yeah.
at the counties
Yes,
out there. It says, hey, you.
It's
run-
just the difference between buying a trailer you pull behind your truck
Yeah.
for 15,000 versus one you put up on the side in the house.
It actually helps people control their speed through neighborhoods
Yeah.
without
Exactly.
speed bumps, okay? I
Yeah,
got you.
that's what we're trying to do.
So this is not a,
It's not a camera.
It's not a camera.
camera option to it.
Chief, where
Now,
we?
it does have a monitoring device, like if you go to steal it, we can actually, it takes images, so we can see if you're trying to steal it, but it don't take pictures of tags, nothing like that.
But it's just to make you aware how fast you go.
And we can customize what it says on it, for us, slow down, we can customize anything we want.
And block roads with it, and you go move them around as
Yes,
needed.
on there, yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm good.
Okay, I think I have a motion to purchase. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Thank you. So glad to get those. Okay. Let's see, the fire hydrant, just want to remind y'all, remember, it's this Thursday, the 11th, that the water's gonna go off about 10 at night. And it should be on, Rodney says, well before 5, probably around 3. But after it comes back on, they have to have a person here on site to test the water. So you'll have to either boil or dry water until we get the results back. And it may be Saturday morning, he said 24 hours at the most. So we're just saying that, but hopefully it'll be, but we'll come up here and send out an alert when it's safe to use your water. One of us will come up here and do that. And, but I don't, if this is Saturday morning, I'll be surprised. But, and I'm just saying 24 hours. But he's gonna be there right that morning as soon as he gets it done to take the sample. Yes, sir.
If you have a filter system on your, water that you drink, do you still need to boil that water also?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I would, just as a precaution. Yeah, and I plan to just fill up a bunch of jugs, because you can cook with it. I mean, you can bathe with it. It's not gonna hurt you. I'm just saying as far as drinking or cooking. Yeah, I would just, I would boil it, or either buy some bottled water. That's what I do. I just buy a bunch of bottled water, or fill up some beforehand with your water.
I know we got it in the paper again, or y'all can send out an alert prior to shutting it off.
Yeah,
24 hours, day of.
Yeah, we'll send it the day of, just to remind everybody, and then we'll send another one when it comes back on.
What was that time again?
It's gonna go off 11 o'clock on July the 11th, excuse me, on July the 11th at 10 p.m., 10 p.m. And it'll be back on before 5, before anybody gets ready, start getting ready for work. Rodney said more like 3, but he wanted to say 5, just to be safe. So, and we will remind you again, so, that's that. And the wiregrass need a motion to approve the Wiregrass Festival.
Motion.
Okay, I submit first and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
And when is it?
It's, the festival September 21st, and, from 9 until 4, it's all free. And the only other thing I was gonna mention, I think is, let's see, the hearing on the July 15th, that's all. And then the municipality dinner that Ms. Carroll was asking about is at 6:30 in Compton on July 23rd. So, do I have any questions from the citizens out? Anybody have a question?
Yes.
Yes.
Pine Street,
Mm-hmm.
can we discuss that now?
I had you
I
on
was
the agenda
supposed to
2
be-
weeks ago.
I was sick and didn't make it.
Okay, we had you on the agenda, and I'll take it just a minute or two, but not long, because we did have you on the agenda. Okay, go ahead, Mr.
Okay,
Edgar.
I'm just trying to figure out why we need to use Pine Street if we do have the park in the back. Why do we need to use the Pine Street when we have Dolores Street? Both roads are parallel to each other.
Well, right now, we don't have the park, so why don't we just wait and see what happens with that?
And, well, the Pine Street's still gonna be a problem, for the simple reason, I did put a sign out there one time, no trespassing, and the mayor at that time had Duane write me a letter saying I couldn't put a sign up for the simple process. I put it up there because I have bees. That's why I put no trespassing back there. It was taken down by, the
Okay, but what
previous
your
mayor.
question was for us to sign Pine Street over to you, is that correct?
Well,
That you wanted the street?
the thing to it is, I'm trying to figure out how did it become a city street when it was not officially made a city street. It was not on any city maps until I went down to the, county office to check on it. It was on no city map or anything until 2020.
Because back before then, they called it Dolores Street, which looped all the way
No,
around.
it was never called Dolores Street.
Mr. Johnson, this is before
It
you
was
even
never-
moved in that house down there.
Well,
How long you lived in that house, Mr. Johnson?
well, I'm pretty
Do we-
sure
don't
the
you have something on
documentation.
this?
Oh,
Do we-
okay.
You have something on Mr. Edgar Johnson?
I know that I sent a letter several years ago, or a couple of years ago, asking Mr. Johnson to take down Pine Street because we had evidence that it belonged to the city. As what that evidence is off the top of my head, I don't remember, but I'm gonna be glad to pull that letter and
This is
research
the
it.
letter right here.
Okay,
He has the letter, Duane.
okay.
But she said the evidence.
That's the letter that I was sent from the mayor at the time, Ms. Duane. And where you see it's underlined is what I'm underlining. It said that the city took care of that road, which the city hasn't done crap for that road.
Well, the city don't take care of some of the roads in my area, my husband does, but they don't belong to us.
And,
So, anyway,
This is a picture of the road right there.
I know, okay. I'm gonna give you just a few minutes now, I gave you a whole time, you didn't come.
Oh, I'm sorry, I got sick.
All right.
Somebody said this whole road was Dolores Road. As you can see, that is Jefferson Street right there. This whole road was not Dolores Street. It was.
The only thing I can say, Mr. Edgar, is being up here as I am now, and like I told you then, I mean, it looks like there was a street that's access back there. I would have to go back and I don't know, before 20, well, you said it was made 20 when? 20? What
They
year?
didn't come on the maps until, 2020.
Okay, all right, so then I need to look before 2020.
Yes, the only
You
thing.
don't have that one with you, do you? The one
No,
before? All
No, I don't. I went down to the,
right, well, I'll go look before 2020.
Right.
Let's see what we can find. And we'll bring that back up again next time, okay? I'll make a note to look before 2020. Okay, the last thing I just wanted to mention is the city holidays. And if y'all wanna look over that, basically you have the one that you were giving going by. Mine takes out of the half a days and also took off, Good Friday, which wasn't a legal holiday. It's not on there anymore. It wasn't ever a legal holiday. But, this is the legal holidays provided by the state. And, if you wanna look over them and approve them before we sign them, we can table that unless you wanna look over them now. But basically, this is all the state-approved holidays. And, they're all on here with no half-days. Do I have a motion to approve?
Do we have-
I won't.
Do we have a copy of that Vicky and that? Thank you. Okay.
So, Vicki, I was looking at the section numbers and all that's listed. That is different than what I have in my copy of the personnel policy. Where it says chapter 1, section 1, holidays.
Yeah, well, it is chapter 1, section 1, but it's not, it doesn't exactly mention holidays. But what was here before, what was here before was not correct. So I tried to correct the way it read before. That wasn't correct either, the one that I, right here. 6.680 holidays, that's not even in there that I could find. But if you want to give me the correct one, Donald, I'll be glad to write it down.
Yeah, it's, in the personnel policy. It looks like employee benefit leave types under Bravo. If you go back and look,
Chapter what, section what?
it's section 5, other types of leave. If you look, it is listed as small letter D. And if you, excuse me, small letter E.
Okay.
Which
And-
version of that do you have, Mr. Don?
2 of 13.
2013?
Yes. And there should have been no other changes that, because none's come before the council for approval.
Okay, I just have
But,
one. We found
if you look, yeah,
This
just
is-
look,
This is June the 16th of 2012. That's the last one that was approved.
Luann says there's a 2020 version.
there's a 2013 that I got, and
This is,
2020 version, if there's been changes that didn't come before the council
I don't know
approved.
about the 2020 version.
But it lists the holidays, basically just like what you're listing here, it's very similar. The New Year's, Martin Luther King, Memorial Day, Independence Day, Labor Day, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving Day and day following, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day is what you have listed. New Year's Day matches Civil Rights Day or Martin Luther King Day. Good Friday was in that policy, but it's no longer,
It's not.
you're taking it out.
Well, I'm not
President-
taking it out. It was never a holiday. It was never an approved holiday.
Well, it was an approved holiday in,
Okay, well, it's not in the, anyway, it's not now. So
so,
it's what's out.
I mean, I don't have a problem with all of that. I mean, it's
Well,
fine.
I was asking for an update because Mr. Curtis gave us June 19th off, which is Juneteenth, which is very important to some of us here.
Well, and I'm not saying it's
I'm
not.
asking it to be updated. I'm not saying
That is a
everybody's
holiday.
wrong or not. It's a national
That is a
holiday
national
now.
holiday.
We're
Yes.
asking that it be updated and she was
Yes.
trying to update that in there too.
And I agree with it. I think it needs to be updated. I do have some questions about the pay, because in your proposed, under letter Bravo, it says classified regular full-time or part-time employees will be paid their regular rate of pay for any time work on a holiday. And the previous actually had your non-exempt employees working it, got paid at 2 times their hourly rate, so you're taking that pay rate out as well with the updated.
No, I was actually going by the only one I had, which is this one, and I didn't change it. I don't have anything passed in the book 2012. I don't. If you've got one, I'll be glad to look at it and change that part.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, let's review it and make the changes everybody will be happy with.
All right, so what was the section again? You said, so you said section 5, E? Section 5?
Section 5, it says other leave types,
All right,
and go through bereavement, civil leave,
okay.
and administrative leave,
And then it lists the holidays.
and the holidays is on page 54.
54.
All right.
And that is February of 2013, is what I have in the book.
Okay, well, that's.
So Rodney told me that, the previous administration voted for the half days. Is that true? I'm asking.
No, that was back Jackie Trim, when Jackie Trim was the mayor, Jackie Trim put that in there.
Okay, so what year did y'all change that?
No, it wasn't me, Jackie Trim was in office.
No, I'm saying, what year did you change it to take it away?
No, it was the same way when Sydney was,
Well, when I was still the mayor, they had the half days, 5 half days,
Yes.
the whole time. And the only holiday that we ever messed with, they came and asked me, a lot of the office personnel, and I talked with Rodney and his boys, the day after Christmas, they wanted to give up Columbus Day so they could go shopping the day after Christmas, and the council voted to approve that.
I agree with that. We want to give up Columbus Day and have.
But that's the only holiday we met with.
Okay, so I'll get this correct. I'll have it.
Why don't we
corrected.
look at it again and just take it?
Well, how many total holidays are you talking about now, Vicki, a year?
Do what now?
How many total holidays are you talking about?
Well, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
We're like on 11 right here.
11.
11, I kind of.
11.
No, that's 12. You're taking away Columbus Day.
No, I'm giving it back to them. It's going back to them in December.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. You're doing away with actual Columbus Day, but you're moving it to Christmas Eve and
We're
Christmas
not
Day.
taking it, we'd rather take it at Christmas.
Deferred.
Yeah.
They deferred, yeah.
That's what we.
Well, if you're gonna put Juneteenth in there, drop Columbus Day.
That's,
Well, I want to, the Columbus Day is still an official holiday. It's still an official holiday.
It is with the government people, you know, I mean,
yeah.
It's recognized by the whole state as a holiday. So, this Columbus Day, we're giving up to have an extra day at Christmas. That's what
Yeah.
everybody wants.
that's basically what we did that year, was that they wanted the 26th off to go shopping.
I think we're good. We just need to look at that pay.
Yeah, I done spent enough
Okay, I can make the revisions and I'll get it fixed and right for next time. So for now, do I have a request to table this?
I'll move a motion that we, okay, second.
All in favor?
Table, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's done. All right, now, we're done with the agenda. Does anybody out there have any questions for us?
Well, I want to ask a question.
Go ahead, Mr.
On the yards, I mean, on everything that y'all have sent out, and dilapidated buildings and everything else, and all the cleanup's been going through